one of the casualties of this kind of trend towards the silent stage is that incredible boutique amps like this are kind of, I think, going to start to maybe creep up in price, which I guess has already started to happen, or potentially disappear altogether. Now, this is the Suhr Bella Reverb. I've had it confirmed that the Suhr Bella Reverb either is being or has been discontinued, which I think is a real shame, as I think this is probably my favourite reverb that I've ever encountered on a real amplifier. This channel is supported by TrueFire. TrueFire is an online library of lessons from some of my favourite players. There's thousands of lessons on there. You can use the promo code JNC40 to get 40% off of any of their courses. And I just wanted to kind of, it's maybe about a year ago since I made a video saying this is probably one of my favourite amps that I've ever played, if not the best amp I've ever played. And unfortunately, by making that video, I've discontinued the amplifier altogether. But this is, I think a future classic, potentially. Of course, it was based on Scott Henderson's Bandmaster. It's since, actually, he's given his back to John Suhr, apparently. And then Mike Landau apparently uses one. Andy Wood uses one. I don't know if those guys use the reverb version. I guess they might just use the normal version. It does have an effects loop, so potentially if you put in your favourite kind of reverb units, you're going to be able to get great tones out of it. But I really like this amplifier for just plugging straight into it and enjoying it, and I just kind of wanted to celebrate it a little bit, just because I think it's one of these amps that has remained, I think, underrated, partly because when they came out in 2015 they called it a pedal platform amplifier, and I think that kind of undersold it in terms of what it can actually do. I've got it running in 22 watt mode at the moment. Let's just plug in. Here's some tones. This belongs to my good buddy Jake Loosemore, and I think it was one of the first proper amplifiers that he had. So probably what you can hear is this fantastic deep kind of reverb tone there, all the way up. Just a beautiful, beautiful thing. It's got loads of brightness, tons of it. It's kind of like a really kind of piano-like. Yeah, really bright, really bold, especially this has got an EV speaker in it. And yeah, so with the kind of treble down a bit. Just kind of, to me, great Fender style tones. If we take the volume up to about 5, also used as a 6 dB push here, or boost, sorry. I think it's just a fantastic sort of like hot rodded Fender vibe to it, and that boost, you know, really does make it sort of into that kind of more cranked Fender territory. You know, if I was looking particularly for a head version of one of these, if one came up at a reasonable price, I'd snap it up. Suhr Bella Reverb head will be the thing that's kind of I'll keep my eye out for it. The combo version is £44, and if you change the speaker in it to an EV, then of course that then becomes even heavier. So not a lightweight amp, but a really good sounding amp. For things that sound quite similar to this, my Fender Pro Reverb is very similar and also very heavy. So I've kind of got it covered in terms of, you know, could I do this sort of thing? But my Fender Pro Reverb is not at all portable. This type of unit in a head might be, but, you know, unfortunately discontinued, apparently, unless they are tempted to bring them back, I guess, for some sort of limited editions or something like that. But yeah, the Suhr Bella Reverb, I think a fantastic amplifier. I just wanted to kind of give it a bit of love again. Just going back to Jake today. Cheers, Jake, for letting me borrow it. Cheers, John Suhr, for designing this thing. Cheers, Scott Henderson, for letting me borrow your Bandmaster to take some ideas from. And yeah, he sold his Dumble for it as well. Incredible. Cheers for stopping by. Oh, let me know your favourite kind of Suhr Bella players in the comments as well. I think Andy Wood, Michael Landau. There's a bunch of players that used them, but yeah, underrated little things.